I'm going to apologize in advance to anyone that hates our ramblings during the pre-show process because this one might be a little bit longer, but I want people to understand what our day has been like today. Derek, please start off by describing your idea for today's show concept and what you wanted to add to it that you kind of threw us in a text message this morning.
Yeah. So Paul said, because again, people might have the impression that when we come up with these topics that we get them, 3-4 months in advance and we do research and try to figure out all we're going to say. No, it's usually like a couple hours before, and then, which is fine. And Paul will say, hey, so these are the maybe 3 topics we're covering. Here's this, and this. Perfect. One of them I saw was love it or leave it, or do you like it or not like it, whatever. So I was like, what we should do is, because we're all going to be talking about one topic and we all have to say, oh, we love it or we don't like it. I said, let's all be consistent, and maybe we'll print out like the DVC Show logo on a piece of paper. One side says love it, the other one doesn't. Maybe we hold it up like kind of old school like this. So I just threw it out to the group. Not that I could do it on my gas-powered printer that I have, but Mr. Problem here jumped in and said, oh, I got an idea. Take it away, Jeff.
If you were questioning who in this group owns a Cricut machine, the answer to that question would be Jeff Haslam, who now has his old Key Jeff mug. And I was busy all day at work, so I was very casually paying attention to the back and forth that you guys were having about this. But we also had a gentleman here doing some work on our bathroom today. And so I look out my window, it's about 3:00, and a car pulls up and I go, wait, that's Jeff Haslam's car. And Jeff Haslam hand delivers these paddles. And I just want to show you the detail that goes into these. Not only is
pretty cool.
Is it love it or leave it, but also it's customized with my name.
I know.
We all have our names on these.
That. Oh, I'm upside down.
And he didn't just deliver these to us. He went to our house. He went to Derek's house. And guess what? Panda has one too.
Oh, no, Jeff, I didn't get mine. Can you hand it to me, please, Jeff, with the heart facing upward, please?
There you go.
Thank you.
Big drive.
We did try. Hold on, let's try that again. Center. Hand me with the heart facing center. Good. Thank you. Great.
Okay, that was way better.
Cue the music.
Wow.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the DVC Show. I'm your host, Paul Krieger, joined as always by my lovely wife, Amy Krieger.
Hello.
We've got John Scary, aka Big Fat Panda, with us.
Welcome home.
The one, the only, Derek DeBoer.
Hey now.
And the Cricket Master himself, Jeff Haslam.
Hey, everybody.
Does yours have your name on it?
Of course it does.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't going to leave himself out of the equation. So, in case you were wondering why we have these lovely paddles that Jeff made us, we are talking about love it or leave it today. And Amy came up with this lovely topic when I said, hey, we need some DVC fan show topics.
Like a year or so ago.
What is time?
I think we called it Love It, Don't Love It. So we did something similar. Mm-hmm. And somebody in the comments said, oh, you should call it Love It or Leave It. And I wish I could remember who it was. We're talking like a year.
Billy.
Or more ago. It was a female. And I appreciate, because that was such a cute idea.
Billy could be a female name.
It could. That's true.
Thank you, Billy, for the idea.
Billy Burke
wasn't
Linda.
Billy.
The only
So
requisite
we are
of these paddles
discussing-
is, now that I've made them, we have to use them more than just
often.
this one show. So,
Right. Well, you guys have to come up with some ideas, some topics for the.
Well, at the Stratosphere, there's things you could do with these.
Okay. Bringing us back on Disney topics, Amy came up with a lovely list of things in the past year that we can discuss if we love the ideas that Disney or Disney Vacation Club has put forth, or if we decide to leave it. And we will discuss these ideas as well as discuss ideas that you all came up with that Panda already apparently used his on the Stratosphere. So, but yeah.
Wait, shouldn't we also, instead of like getting to each one of us to answer, when you ask the question, we all hold it up at the same time? So there's
it's going to be like 3.
There's
2,
no
1
peer pressure.
reveal.
Okay.
My
good.
biggest problem is I'm
Good.
really bad at finding the camera. I'm like, oh.
She's now pointing the paddle at a wall. Yeah. I would also like to highlight that I talked to a gentleman on the phone at rental store the other day. He goes, I don't know if I'm the first person to ever tell you this, but do you realize that you are constantly ignoring your wife when she talks on this show? And I said, I get that perspective because we have a screen right here, over here.
I'm everywhere.
And then you're doing 10 things at once. They don't get
the camera is right here. And then I have 2 other giant monitors over here. So when you see me over here, I swear I'm not ignoring her. I'm just trying to make sure that Derek is in focus and Jeff's audio is working and any notes that I have. I've actually resorted to starting to print out notes, and I've left them right here so that I can stay engaged right here. So all of this is improving.
I've got something for you. Next time I'm at the house, I'm bringing you a present. Remind me.
Oh, boy.
Didn't we already get presents?
My light just went off.
This is just an extra thing I have laying around that I use every day for mine. I'll show you later. But while you're on the topic of ignoring Amy, I was watching last week's episode this morning, and I was on a rambling thing that I do. I got off topic. No joke. There was a point that it looked like Amy Krieger's soul left her body, and she just was not there anymore. So I need to rein in the talking so that she can at least stay tuned.
Well, hey, Jeff.
I need to know when this moment was so I can watch it.
Rein in the talking for us, Jeff, and give who are our sponsors here while I go under my desk and fix my light?
This week's episode, as well as all of our content, is brought to you by the world of DVC, DVC Resale Market, where you can buy and sell your DVC contract, Monera Financial, that will help you finance that DVC contract, and DVC Rental Store, where you can try before you buy or rent out your own points.
Well, that was impressive. That was well practiced.
I do a lot of videos. If you guys aren't just watching these videos, I've been doing some videos lately. I did a great day at Animal Kingdom last week. That was so fun. That was a good video. I was by myself. It was a lot of fun. So
yes, and actually, someone brought this up, I think, in the comments of your video. I hope that it becomes like a new series, like Off the Beaten Path, where you show like things that might not always get thought about.
Oh, that's great. I'm all for it. And in fact, we're going to have a date night video coming out next week whenever Paul wants to send it. He will be getting it this weekend, but whenever he wants to post it, that is some different things to do at Magic Kingdom. So
date night videos are popular too.
Yeah, we're going to have some guests with us this weekend, so it'll be fun.
Perfect amount of time. Got the lights fixed. Everything's good. Out from underneath the table. We're back. Battery-powered lights. I don't like it. Got to plug them in within 3 hours. So, love it or leave it. Thank you, Jeff, for kind of covering. Show some love to our sponsors. Show some love to Jeff's videos because he puts a lot of work into them, and we want him to make more of them. The first topic, and again, no reactions to this. I will state the topic, and then I will tell us all to reveal our paddles, and we will show our results, and then we'll have a little bit of a conversation. But this is probably one of the most talked about things in the DVC fan Facebook community right now, which is the ongoing refurbishment at Bay Lake Tower. And we did get some pictures of what the interior of these rooms look like. Amy and I have a room booked, I believe, in February at some point for Bay Lake Tower, so we're really hoping that we get a refurbished room for that. If you're here on your vacation and you get one and you want to email info@dvcfan.com and have some friends over so that we can film your room, hey, I mean, we'll drive right over. Just saying.
Bring a paddle.
Crash your vacation.
Crash your vacation. So the people, where was it that people were placing odds on meeting us in the parks the other day? It was
Stratosphere.
1 in 1,000.
1 in 1,000 odds.
Oh, yeah, that's
someone
right.
put it at meeting us at the parks. But we did put odds of meeting Amy and I at Costco at 1 to 10 odds. So we did have someone.
We met someone who watches the show at Costco.
Yep.
And I was
It happens to me at Publix.
I was so taken back because it's just not like we love it when you guys say hi to us, but in the parks, like if someone looks me in the eye and says hi, like they know me, I say hi back like I know them because I just assume they watch the shows, and that usually is what it ends up being. But when someone does that to you in the meat section at Costco, Like they said they were just like, "Hi, how are you guys?"
You're just like, wow,
and
what
I
a
was
friendly
like,
man.
We're good. How are you? And then when he said that we watch your shows, I was like, oh my gosh, that was not what I was expecting you to say. So,
for those of you angry writing in the comments right now that we ramble too much, you've listed 10 minutes of it already. So why not stick around for more? Bay Lake Tower refurbishment. On the count of 3, reveal whether or not you. What? Oh my!
Oh, what?
I was not expecting
Just,
that.
I'm not even going to hold my paddle up. Panda, why do you hate? Why do you hate Bay Lake Tower?
I am consistently disappointed in Bay Lake Tower. I've not stayed or seen a refurbished room.
Well, then,
But I can't imagine. No, I can't imagine that the box is getting any bigger. It's a tiny box. They need to make that box better, and I don't know how they're going to do it. So I need to see it. But right now, no. Bay Lake Tower to me is not getting me. I'm not giving it the love that it needs.
And the rest of us go.
It's a great location, but it's a terrible resort right now.
Yeah.
well, and that's what
Studio.
I think. That's the point. Is it badly needed a refurbishment, and the refurbishment to me looks stellar. Like, I'm really excited about it, and I mean, I know you can only polish.
Is there
the rest
room
of
for a
it.
human to pass on either side of the bed anymore, or no?
Dude, I don't know. You complain about weird things on a daily basis.
Just walking to the bed is an issue on the left side. There's no path.
I will say there is one thing that was mentioned that I was like, oh, I wish they would have changed it. And it's the fact that the studios have their kitchenette is like this little hallway that's like its own little space. And it feels like you should walk in there and be able to cook other things. You know what I mean? Just because of the way it's laid out. And I don't know.
It's the studio. The box that the studio's in is just too tiny. It really is.
I think they could have made it better by changing the kitchenette and not making it like this room. You know what I mean? Because you don't need a whole room to go into the microwave.
The only way to make it better is to break down the other studios and combine them to one. That's how they should do it.
But see, and you're ultra hyper focused on the studio. I stayed in a 2-bedroom at Bay Lake. It was
Nice.
glorious. It was glorious. But see, that looks nice to me. And the reason I gave it a love, where's the camera, is anything's better than what it was before. So this to me is an improvement.
Exactly.
And
to me, the artwork is fantastic. Look at the artwork.
Yeah.
So much color. So like it's like you're bringing Magic Kingdom into the room. You've got the monorail over there on the Murphy bed. Like, it's just so pretty.
You know what it is? They have the location. They don't need anything else. Even those pictures to me look kind of barren for the contemporary. I think it should be more special.
But contemporary by definition is minimalistic.
Listen, this is my opinion. You don't have to like it, Jeff Haslam.
What's the new?
I wanted some derision.
I know. Me and Jeff, we planned this. We did this.
What, Jeff? Tell me, what's the new TikTok trend? Like, we discuss, but we don't judge.
Judge, yeah, something like that.
No, we judge.
We listen, but we don't judge.
We listen, but we don't judge. That's what we should have called this show.
I'm judging.
And hey, before we move on to the next one, I put a heart up there. And I know there's a lot of people that say, I can't believe that Derek put a heart. I had posted a story on DVC Fan that Lauren wrote about breaking even on a Bay Lake Tower contract. And a few people wrote and said, oh my God, I can't believe that Derek's actually saying nice things about Bay Lake Tower. Now, I want to make it clear. I like the refurb. Like Jeff said, anything is better than what those rooms were before. Now, I want to make it clear. I'm still not going to use my points and stay there. But I like the refurb. So that's what I want to make clear.
You only own 25 points.
Sounds like you skirted around. You're kind of with me, Derek,
No.
but you don't want to admit it. But that's okay.
I like it.
You can be. I hope you're brave next time.
Using your
I hope
points
you're
at Bay Lake right now.
No,
You're leaving Panda on his island alone. So
no. I like it because
on the
all
list.
the Bay Lake owners are happy. The Bay Lake owners that I talk, they're so happy and they love it. So their happiness makes me happy. Again, it's not my cup of tea, but they're happy. I'm happy. So that's it.
Next up on the list, something that a lot of people had some strong opinions about when it was first released and we got the initial concept art about, but it is the new Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows. And you guys are not waiting for me at all. So Panda, you even suggested we reveal them at the same time. So why do we even do it? We've got 4 hearts. Derek is coming in with the 5th heart. And I think it's universal this was just knocked out of the park. Jeff, you were there with us opening weekend. What would just remind us of your thoughts real quick?
Yeah, and we've talked about it a lot, but it's just a lot of owners have been complaining about kind of trending towards a less themed Marriott style hotel rooms as of late, and I just don't see that with this resort. There's splashes of color, the Murphy beds, the kitchenette in the studio with a dishwasher, those terrace gardens, the food. I just think it's a true win. It's the best win we've had from DVC for a long time.
Agree, 100%. And I can tell you anything that you say, like for me, and I've heard people say it too, I think the arrival still to me is pretty underwhelming. Like meaning the parking, there's not a human being that lets you in to park. So it's all done like electronically. So it just felt kind of weird on the outside, parking and walking in. But my God, the second you walk in, it will take your breath away. And the second you walk through the lobby and you look at the sculptures, then you go out back and you see all the hammocks and the way it seamlessly fits in and the twisty pathways and the Wulu Grill and everything, the pathways to the Grand and the original Poly, it knocked it out of the park. Just get out of the parking lot and get inside.
Think of the BLT now. That you don't get any of that. That's why I still. But yes, I get it.
I love a bacon, lettuce, and tomato.
The one thing I will say, and somebody in the group posted, and I was going to look it up and I forgot, but somebody that just recently stayed there and did bring up one good point that maybe is a little bit of a miss, and that is there's no bell services to help you at check-in outside. Like when you pull up to the porte-cochere anywhere else, there's a team there that will load your stuff up on a cart and whisk you away. You have to go searching for them here. They'll still help you. There is still bell services on site, but they're not standing at the curb waiting for you. A lot of people do like that, so I can kind of see that point of view. But
yeah, actually, when we were there
for me,
opening time, there was only one bell service person. So if he was busy, then you were kind of waiting or. You think that's own.
Opening, day things, or you think that's something that they got to work on?
He was just there yesterday, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's yeah.
Yeah, they may need to staff it better. I'm guessing they moved like one person over from the main Poly building and just said, hey, you'll work over here too. But you've got to take stuff back and forth from here to the main Poly building because they're kind of going with that minimalistic electronic landscape, which it makes sense. But at the same time, it just doesn't work. Like if you are trying to provide that level of service that people expect.
And I don't like it. Like when you pull up to me, and I've been a member forever, man, I still love pulling up, talking to a human being. You have that excitement. You're checking into your resort for the first time. They look up your name, they see your reservation, and then they look you in the eye and say, welcome home. And you don't get that here. That's the only part that I didn't like. I didn't like it. I mean, yeah, they might say welcome home, and it's over like through like a computer eyeball. And it's like, okay, welcome home. And then you like pull up and then you park your car and you walk in. Again, once you're in the resort, knocks it out of the park. I just don't like the arrival to the resort. It just felt weird to me.
I want the recordings of the electronic eyeball when Derek pulls up to like the gate. When he checked in for our grand opening stay, we were trying to explain to him, I think, how to actually get into the property. And I would love the video of him pulling up where am I holding it? And he's like holding the magic band like up to the camera eyeball and like.
No, I'm like borderline Amish at some point.
Let's stay at the Island Tower and discuss food real quick and talk about the Wulu Bar and Grill. So this is a new restaurant that came to the Island Tower, and they're kind of trying to sell it similar to Geyser Point. So they are not doing reservations. It is walk up or get on the walk up list to eat there. And 3, 2, 1, go.
You gave it an X?
What? See, there is some.
This is one big thing for me. and you wanted controversy, so I will add some controversy. It misses breakfast. I don't know why they're not doing breakfast here.
Oh, okay.
That whole grand opening experience, like for me, like I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. We're gonna have a great breakfast, and it was just like pre-made danishes and stuff.
Yeah.
And you have an entire kitchen there. Otherwise, you are putting out some of the best food on property. You know, I still want to go back and get the pork chop that Jeff, you got twice, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I did.
Because I love a good pork chop, but you can barely ever find one. So I'm like, I want to go back and do that. I will say some of the food was salty. I did think they needed to back down maybe on the soy sauce, on some of the wings and things like that. But I love a good breakfast. And I just think you could make this place the A+ restaurant that it could be if you added that.
Well, that's a good point because we talked about this, Amy and I, when we went to breakfast with Mandy that next morning. It's going to really put pressure on Kona Cafe, too, once that tower is totally declared and full. I think they're going to have to. I think they're going to have to.
Yeah.
I don't think Kona and Ohana and Captain Cook's can handle it.
And honestly, like, you don't have to copy the menus from Kona. Like, look at Disneyland, Tangaroa Terrace. They offer like breakfast, and they have like these good wraps and
Breakfast
stuff.
burrito.
And it's the same. It's like Hawaiian tropical kind of theme. So I feel like they could have similar stuff to that. And that's quick service, and that stuff's good. So
See,
At least that's something they can change. I'm sorry.
And like I easily gave it a heart because I look at it like I look at Geyser Point. Like every time I'm at the Wilderness Lodge, staying wherever it is there, and in the morning time, I'm always like, why doesn't Geyser Point have breakfast? Like I know they have the, whatever, the quick service, blah, blah, blah. But Geyser Point, that area is so beautiful. I view it the exact same way, that I'm not willing to give it this just because they don't have breakfast, because I think the pros far outweigh the cons of it. So for me to have this, no, I still have to give it this, despite having no breakfast. Because I wouldn't throw out Geyser Point and say, oh, Geyser Point gets a big X for me just because, you can't get an omelet. I mean, it's still an amazing place, just like this place is.
Do you feel personally attacked?
Spice to the show. I'm just trying to add some
you and your
conflicting
stupid
opinions
omelet.
here, get some viewers to re-engage in the show since they tuned out after the first 10 minutes. So
I do wish that they would have gone one direction with the tower or the dining or whatever. I think it's a miss because it's so good at Aulani. But where's our shave ice that's so popular in Hawaii?
Oh
That
my
would've been
God,
easy
yes.
snack shop.
Yeah.
Shave ice with some condensed milk.
yep.
Yeah, that would have been great, actually.
Yeah.
Simple, too.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the next two topics because I do think they might add a little bit more controversy to the lineup. And this show has gotten away from us, I feel like. Membership Magic Beyond was announced last year as Disney Vacation Club's new paid perks program, in which you can pay $100 and get a plethora of different add-on perks in addition to the current direct perks that you get for buying. These include after-hours access to the Epcot Member Lodge, the ability to do buy one, get one free one-time use points, the ability to use your points to buy a Disney Vacation Club annual pass, or some discounts on Disney tickets, among some other things as well. But do you love or leave Member Magic Beyond?
3, 2, 1.
Okay, I'm going to do the opposite. Here's why. I don't want to judge it yet because did it start like 2 days ago?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It started like a couple days ago, right?
We're behind the eight ball on the money that we
on
spent.
the 12th. We're already losing money.
We're already losing money.
We haven't tried it yet. And even though we looked at it and didn't think, there really isn't a whole lot here to benefit us, there are things to benefit other people. And I think more importantly, we're not really losing anything if we choose not to buy it. You know what I mean? Like we're not losing anything. So it's kind of cool to have an option out there for other people that get them like some discounts, and the one-time use point deal is kind of neat. If you use it, we probably won't, but if you did, it's not bad. I've already seen people using their points for annual passes. I didn't think the exchange rate on that was too bad.
It wasn't terrible if that's how you want to use your
yeah,
points.
now for us, that's a lot of points, but the character thing, I've yet to judge that because we haven't experienced it yet. But I like that they're adding options without taking away options.
The characters are Zootopia from what I've seen.
Well, that's different.
It is. It is
Yeah.
some unique characters that you can go up and have a character experience with. So I think that's pretty cool. Derek will judge me because Geyser Point doesn't have breakfast, and I said something about breakfast again. But the reason that I put leave it is I want it to get better, almost to what you said. I want it to get more benefits. And I hope that they see success in the program so that next year they add more benefits. I can guarantee you that the price is going to go up with it. But I think that they could add some additional benefits here. And an easy win for me that would turn this paddle around so fast: quick service dining discount.
Yeah.
That is a throwaway benefit that no one is going to really
That
lose
you don't
from.
have to, without taking something away. Like, I don't want to see them take away anything. Like,
From
I don't
current
want them.
benefits, yeah.
I don't want to see it
I agree.
easier for
I
people
would-
with the Beyond to get into Moonlight Magic. I don't want them to take
Yeah.
that stuff away from.
But if
people.
we're doing it at Disneyland, this is an easy win for Disney World, and it just you're going to capture more money from members, honestly.
Yeah,
because-
it would help you justify that price quickly. $100 would be easy.
And you know that there's a percentage of DVC members that don't eat lunch in the parks. They go back to their room. They get grocery delivery delivered to their room because they're staying in a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom. They pack sandwiches for the day that they go into the parks because those are ways to justify purchasing Disney Vacation Club and make it more sense for your family. But you throw in a 15, 20% quick service dining discount or something.
Probably 10. That's what it normally is.
Even 10 would be worth it.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
and
a sandwich does
you're
a DVC
absolutely right.
discount.
Or a Tables in Wonderland kind of situation like
Well,
they
that
used
would
to have.
even be better. Yeah.
And charge 150. I don't care. That's worth its weight in gold for me. I think the reason that I gave it the negative that I did is you guys keep talking about what you're hoping is going to happen, but as of right now,
Right.
there wasn't enough to just. And I know a lot of people have pointed out, and this is true, the one-time use points do pay for themselves if you do that. That's not something that most people take advantage of, or at least not in this room. We don't. So that's not enough of a thing for me to want to jump on $100. I wish that they would give some of these membership benefits to direct members anyways, rather than having to pay for that service. So that was my big reason for the no.
I feel like Derek's going to use this paddle for everything now. He's going to walk around the house, and Annie's going to be like, "We're having rigatoni for dinner," and Derek's going to be like,
No, I love some
not a rigatoni fan, eh? Let's unpack
Funny, when I
that one,
dropped
Derek.
it off, we had that very conversation. I was going to make him a different paddle that says beer on one side and snacks on the other. And when he wants something, he just holds up the beer sign and Annie brings it.
Derek, why did you give the leave it to the Member Magic Beyond program?
I think Jeff just summed it up because I just don't think it's worth it. So I think if you're going to ask Disney Vacation Club members and basically start to nickel and dime them, which I think that's what I've always loved about this club. That's what I've always loved, helping people join this club and learn about this club is, okay, here it is. There's no differences in Disney Vacation Club members, whether you have 100 points or whether you have 2,000 points. This just makes it feel petty. So it just makes it feel like, hey, do you love your membership? Well, you could love it even more, and you could spend time with the rabbit from Zootopia for $100. Like that to me, there's nothing in there that says, wow, I got to have it. So like Jeff said, I think I'd be all in to say, hey, you know what? Wow, you get a quick service discount, or maybe you get, something when it comes to the Moonlight Magic events, maybe like some kind of a little jump or something or other. It's just whatever the current package is, it ain't there. That I think a lot of people bought it and maybe will buy it because it's the classic, FOMO. Like, well, I got to have it. Well, are you going to buy annual passes with your points? Or are you going to buy the one-time points? No, I just got to have it. Like people just feel the need that they have to have it. But I think when you look at it to say, is it really worth the $99? To me, currently, not at all. Not at all.
They need to bring the FOMO into it. They need to bring something to it that's going to make people go, oh, I'm going to pay the $100 because I don't want to miss out on that, rather than pay $100 for things you might use.
Correct. Like I can't imagine being a Disney Vacation Club guide now, which I know because my friend, like they're calling members, and many people out there probably have gotten phone calls from their guide asking, hey, do you want to add this to your package? Like to me, where's like the smoking gun? Like where's that, loaded thing? Like, oh man, when I tell them that they get this, they're totally going to hand over their credit card. And I signed up 10 people tonight for it. Here, like I said, you're just kind of going through the list and you're like,
This goes to Jeff, though, where Jeff said, don't take away benefits that current direct members have. So recently, with the new Moonlight Magic rules, Disney is basically saying you are allowed to go to one event per season versus one event at every park, which does limit some members. And people will have conflicting views of this. Some people will be like, you should only be able to go to one. But if you would add something like, as part of the program, you can you either get a guaranteed Moonlight Magic ticket or you get to go to more events every season or something of that sort.
See, but I would worry that would take away.
That's what I was getting at. I mean, this is that is kind of moving in the direction of taking away, but it's moving that FOMO aspect, because I would argue, what else is giving people FOMO to buy direct right now? The
being able to buy the annual passes. That the ability to buy those passes is the number one thing when people are debating and they ask me and ask us and say, hey, can I do this? That ability to do that is hands down the number one thing.
A quick service discount would be
huge.
Amazing.
That's an easy one. Huge. That's an easy one.
Yep.
Or just like 3 fast passes per.
Yeah, that
or
would,
maybe not like it doesn't even have to be a huge number. I still call them fast passes.
I will
MGM
forever.
Studios and Downtown Disney.
Now, I'm not sure that there was a discount enough in the world to get Panda to flip his heart over for the next topic, but the Cake Bake Shop.
I think it's more Derek's gonna hate on it.
The Cake Bake Shop is finally open on Disney's Boardwalk. Some of us have been there. And 3, 2, 1. Wow.
What?
That completely did not... I was not prepared for that reaction. I'm going to start with Panda because he is the one that was discussing the bacon sandwich or the breakfast sandwich pricing.
I've yet to eat there, but I did pass. I looked at the menu. I walked inside. I like it. I'm excited that there's something there that I want to experience. I don't think it's something I'll have all the time. I think they're a little crazy with some of their pricing, but that makes me judge them better when I do eat there. But I kind of like it. I think it's a cool place. I think it's original. I think it's very unique. I don't think it's something to do all the time.
Panda, send me some dates that work for you. We're going to go for breakfast so that you can get your sandwich.
Oh, that's what I'm totally into that. Let's do it.
We're going to do it. Jeff, I'm just shocked. I don't.
And to be fair, I also haven't eaten there other than I had a bite of some cake from there. I haven't actually sat down inside. I do like that it has finished the boardwalk. What was that? Sorry.
Never mind.
Okay.
He asked if you found your cake in the trash can.
No, my cousin that I had brunch with had stopped and got some and brought it to Trattoria with us for breakfast. And I had I got to try this because it was
cake for breakfast.
$26.
Was it really good?
Here's the thing. It was tasty.
But it was cake.
Is cake for me.
It was cake.
Cake. I don't know.
I get it.
It's kind of like what Amy said when we first heard about the prices in the French onion soup. There's only so much you can do to French onion soup before you can't call it French onion soup anymore. You have to call it something else, right? The cake was fine. I personally wouldn't spend $26 for myself. Amy and I would share a piece, something like that. But for me, it's the pricing still. I know that I've heard that the food is excellent. I will try it. I'll go in with an open mind, but I'm just like, I don't know. I like the things that I like, and I don't want to spend $40 for the things that I like when I can go next door and get the things that I like for $20. I can't imagine that whatever they do to that food, unicorn tears, I don't know, but I just, for me, no.
It's magical enough to get Derek to want to spend $100 on it, but not for Zootopia characters. So Derek, tell us why you love Cake Bake Shop.
Yeah, so of course I was very vocal about this place because I'm a boardwalk owner for like 20 some years. At ESPN was like my home away from. If I could have bought a timeshare in the ESPN club, I really probably would have. I love that place.
I've never been in there.
Oh my God, it was great. Anyway, long story short, we went this December for my son's birthday. So his girlfriend was with him, my son Owen, and we had Connor and Annie, and we all went to Cake. We said, let's go out, celebrate your birthday. It was during the holidays. And I was like, let's go. I got to take one for the team. So I went in there, had never been before. And it was beautiful. My God, that place decorated during the holidays was stunning. I feel like there's yes, Disney quote unquote decorates the lobbies of the resort, but this restaurant inside, like I feel like the restaurants themselves don't, right? And there's so many restaurants around Disney. This place went full on, hit with Christmas. There were animatronics everywhere and glowing reindeer, everything. It was beautiful inside. The service was phenomenal. It was great service. It was a beautiful atmosphere. I didn't find it that too expensive compared to any other place that I would have went. But my main takeaway, like Panda said too, it ain't a place that if I'm on vacation, I'm going to go eat there like 2-3 times a week. For us, we literally said at the end of our meal, hey, you know what? We should make this a December tradition, like to make it a December tradition to go. Because it reminded you of like going in Chicago. There's used to be a place called Marshall Fields. And then it had the Walnut Room at Christmas. And families always grew up going to have a meal there. That's what this reminded me of. So I loved it. I thought the food was great. I'm fine not going back until next December. But most importantly, they just need to do something with Big River because I still need a place at the boardwalk where I could get nachos and I can get a hamburger and beer. So I'll give you your Cake Bake Shoppy. That's fine. You can have it, but do something with the empty Big River right down the way. Then the boardwalk shall be restored to its former glory. But yeah, it's good.
It's surprising that like a beer or craft brewery type place didn't do well in that area. Just given the trends of where things have gone.
I don't think Big River put a lot of effort.
It was always crowded, I remember.
It was always crowded. And again, it was there for a long time. I mean, it's not like it was there for like a year. It's not like that Italian restaurant on the boardwalk that's been 37 different places throughout the life of the boardwalk. Big River was there, and it's been there for a long time. But, I mean, the food was garbage, and the beer was not that great. But, my God, sitting out there on the boardwalk in the middle of the day and just looking at the boardwalk and having a beer, that place was insane. So they need to fix Big River Grill and put something in there. But Cake Bake, it was good. I'll see you next December.
I'm going to throw a wild card in here since we're on the boardwalk right now. There's been some rumors going around for a little bit that there is no concrete credibility to, but there have been rumors that Jelly Rolls may close on the boardwalk. Love it or leave it?
Wait, love Jelly Rolls or love that it's closing?
Do you love Jelly Rolls?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want it to close?
No, Jelly Rolls needs to stay.
It needs to stay.
I wasn't sure which way Panda was going for a second.
I didn't like their cover charge, but I liked the experience of being there.
The
I just don't want to
cover charge
pay.
is kind of expensive.
Yeah.
I love Jelly Rolls. I dislike the location. They need to move Jelly Rolls to the Atlantic Dance Hall.
Right.
Because that way more people could go. And
I
that
agree
is
with
a
that.
big limiting factor there because I
It's
think a lot of people,
small.
not only do you pay the cover charge, but you pay the cover charge and then you go in and it's very cramped and it can be very busy and it can be very hard to get a drink at that point. Or just make the cover charge go away. You are charging enough for the drinks in there where make it a drink minimum.
The drinks are so expensive in there.
Drink minimum would be good. Yeah.
They used to do that. It used to be a
And if you had-
2-drink minimum.
Or if you have Moonlight Magic Beyond or whatever the hell it's called, you can have your cover charge waived.
Oh.
Coming up with new ideas.
We all did DVC Fan Summerfest this year, and one of the events where we all got together for that was at the Saratoga Treehouse Villas. We walked then to Disney Springs and got to meet a lot of you. We have gotten a lot of question, is DVC Summerfest coming back? And my answer to that is yes. We have not nailed down the dates just yet, but we will be finalizing those here in the coming month or so, and we will give you notice so that if you do want to come down and be a part of one of those special weekends with us, you can definitely do so. So we are going to bring DVC Summerfest back for 2025 and hopefully do some more events and some more opportunities to kind of get together with this entire community. But Saratoga Treehouse Villas themselves, that is the question itself. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I'm really bad at finding the camera.
Why do you love the Treehouse Villas, Amy?
Well, so I'm still thinking about Cake Bake Shop because you didn't ask me about Cake Bake Shop.
You got to speak up. We're moving on. We're going to be here for 3 hours if I don't move us
Well,
along.
that's what it is. What it is. No,
You really
This for 3 hours.
You really don't talk to your wife.
I know, right? The only okay. Here's what I want to say: the chicken salad sandwich at Cake Bake Shop is amazing, and the Treehouse.
That was my meal, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I wish I got it.
She steals my meal.
The tree houses are like one of the best kept secrets. They're not perfect for everybody because, from a transportation standpoint, I get that it can be a little challenging. There are multiple bus stops. It does have a dedicated boat spot, but it is easier when you have a car. That said, you are paying like the points of like a 1 bedroom, maybe a 2 bedroom, but mostly like a 1 bedroom points for 3 bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen, a deck, private walls. Like you're not sharing walls with neighbors. That's a big deal for me because I find a lot of really loud neighbors in hotel rooms. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was very rustic, and they're getting a refurb soon, and I'm just really excited to see what happens.
There's nothing else like them. That's really what it comes down to. They are so quaint and so isolated. And even the ones that are near each other, you don't feel like they're near each other because of the trees and some of that stuff. I gave it a heart. I'm going to say with a caveat, I do wish they had some sort of, even like a quick service that wasn't, even like Hilton Head does, nothing special, but something that you could just walk over to and grab some French fries and some chicken tenders or a wrap or something. Because it's a journey anywhere in the Treehouse Villas to get the food. But that's really my only complaint because they are just awesome.
I think it would be cool if they let people rent golf carts since you're right there by the golf course. It'd be cool if you're staying there that you could rent a golf cart like the cabins at Fort Wilderness. So
yeah, that would be excellent.
Yeah. And that is our next one as well, is the cabins at Fort Wilderness. Do you love or leave the cabins at Fort Wilderness? 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Wait, have you stayed there,
I haven't.
Jeff and
That's
Derek?
the problem.
Okay, yeah. All right.
No.
Because I might have said this until I've stayed at them.
No,
What changed your mind, Panda?
It was a whole different experience of a vacation. I mean, the room is not perfect, but inside is really nice. It was clean. I mean, again, I went there like a week after it opened, but it was clean. Everything in the room was just convenient and upscaled. And then outside was this, swampy, disgusting, wonderful way to go just drive around in a golf cart. And I just love, and it was like connect with nature, and deers were coming over to your cabin. So again, inside was like nice upscale, and outside was roughing it, and I loved it. I can't wait to do that again. It was a lot of fun.
And for the rebuttal, Derek DeBoer.
No. I mean, I don't want to use my points there. I mean, I think it's fine that they're there, but like Panda said, if you're going to quote unquote rough it at Disney, right? If I'm going to use my points, if I'm going to use my points to rough it at Disney, I'm going to stay in something cool like a treehouse, that you can stay anywhere else in the world. At the end of the day, it's a trailer. It's a trailer. That's what it is at the end of the day.
But a deluxe trailer.
It's a trailer. It's a souped up trailer. Again, when you tell people, we stayed in a trailer,
trailer.
who cares? But if you tell people we stayed in a treehouse, and again, I
That could have been
the same.
a trailer lifted up. The treehouse isn't that big. Could be 2 trailers.
Are you kidding me? You were in there with me. You look around there.
Yeah.
There's no other room like it. It's circle, and it's so different and so unique. At the end of the day, that's a trailer, and that's it. That's all it is.
Have you been in the new cabins, the trailers?
No,
They're much more upscale than a treehouse. Much more. So I don't think you'd say that if you stayed in one.
I know, but I don't want to say
Wait,
them
what happened?
because I have to take a bus to get there. Then I have to get a golf cart. Then I have to take a boat, and then I finally get on a horse, and then I'm at
That's
the trailer. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So no,
You're a curmudgeon.
I'm going to the cake bake shop.
I'm just happy to sit here and just take all of this in.
Right.
I'm just saying, if I didn't stay in there, I would agree with you.
I know.
I know. I'm supposed
once
to,
you-
get
once
us
I
back
did
on
it, was-
track and
I
everything, but I
loved
was
it.
just here for that. That was entertainment for me. I loved every moment of that back and forth.
I just like how Amy was concerned before we started taping. Literally said the words. I don't know. I think we should probably have some more topics that are more divisive. And I'm like, now I look back, going, I think we're good. I think we're okay.
Yeah, Derek, line 2 on your phone right now. We just have the first seller and buyers for the cabins at Fort Wilderness. They're trying to.
Okay, you know what it is for me? It's a cozy thing. You know when it's snowing outside and you're got your hot cocoa in a fireplace.
Not in Florida,
that's how I felt in the cabin, just because it was
Yes.
swampy and buggy outside, but inside.
And you know what
was
else,
this
Panda? Those metal roofs, if it rains, like you
hear it loud, but you're safe in your box. Yeah.
You guys did not sell anyone in the cabins by any of your descriptors there. The words swampy, buggy, and metal
is a
roof
swamp-
loud when it rains were used in that.
safe in your
Listen,
box.
outside of the cabin is all death. It's lizards getting eaten by snakes, snakes getting eaten by wolves, people getting eaten by bears. So it's death and swampiness, but the cabin is really nice.
I just changed my vote.
It's not.
That sounds amazing.
We listen
I had
and we
such
don't
a
judge.
great time. I can't wait to go back.
I almost got eaten by a bear, but I loved it.
And the golf cart almost turned over. I loved it. It was danger. I don't get danger on a Disney trip. I do at the cabins.
This is because Panda is now like getting to live on the edge by staying at the Fort Wilderness cabins.
I did. I was being rough and tough over there.
He really
Not like
thought
me.
he was roughing it.
I did. I thought that I was in a campground somewhere. Yeah.
When
I
Chip and
was.
Dale brought you a s'more, you felt like it was real rough.
Like those reality shows where they send you to an island to survive, but really craft services is around the corner off camera. That's your roughing it.
And half of my trip there was this. Hold on. I'm on the back of a golf cart directing the drivers in front of us. Don't hit us. Don't go too fast. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to go back.
If you don't film when you go back, I'm going to be really disappointed in you.
We need to go. Let's go with a camera and film it.
All right.
Let's go for one night. Come on. I'll book a night with my points.
I'm just going to
go.
get like.
I'll go with
Derek, that would be so funny.
But Derek has to sleep in the bunk bed.
Maybe Summerfest can be.
Oh.
We could see. We'll see. I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to the big ups. Over in the general area of the cabins at Fort Wilderness, this is the last one that I'm going to do, and then I just want to see if any of you have any really exciting divisive topics like Amy wanted to discuss. But Lakeshore Lodge, the newest Disney Vacation Club property that was announced that is coming in 2027. This is right next door and probably going to be a part of the cabins of Fort Wilderness. That is not official, but we assume that maybe it's going to be kind of rolled in. They're going to pair the two together. But this is a project that used to be the artist formerly known as Reflections, now known as Disney's Lakeshore Lodge. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, please, Jeff.
Derek, I thought you were going to be on my side on this one.
I was going to put the anti-sign just because I'm always going to call it Lakeside Lodge. So until they changed the name to Lakeside Lodge, that was the only negative. But other than that, I think it's great because that whole area is becoming like a little, almost like a little community. You've got the Wilderness Lodge, you got Boulder Ridge, you got Copper Creek. Now you have the cabins, you got Panda.
But you hate the cabin.
I know, but then you'll have this, and so as long as they make like a cool pathway to go from Lakeside Lodge all the way over to the Wilderness Lodge, I think that whole little area could be.
That's
super
where the bears.
A path would really.
That's where the bears live, though. So, Jeff, why are you hating on Lakeshore Lodge?
Hate's a strong word. I
Sorry,
think for me
leaving it.
I just don't care enough about it yet. I guess I don't know. It's hard to get excited about yet another DVC property because we already have so many going on right now, and it just feels like it's harder and harder to get rooms, and this is going to add a whole bucket ton of more rooms and more people on property. So, and I don't love any of the things that they've announced. Granted, they haven't announced very much, but I'm not super excited about the restaurant yet. I don't know. I'm kind of meh.
We need more.
Not that I don't like
info.
it. It's just I'm kind of meh.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we are looking at the announcements from previously, right? We don't really have any information.
We have a name.
That's all we have is a name.
Yeah.
But we
we've
all assume it's going to be pretty close to what it was.
Yeah, we've discussed on previous shows. I don't think that they're going to get rid of a lot of the theming and stuff like that. A lot of people misconstrue this too. A lot of people think that they just pivoted and moved all of the concept to the Polynesian Island Tower, which they did not do whatsoever. I would imagine that the general thought process for the Island Tower was still there and still already brewing. It's an area of land that I think has been on the chopping block for a while. Rest in peace, Spirit of Aloha, but it was unutilized and they could utilize it better. So that's why they built that tower there. So I think that was inevitable. And yes, the rooms kind of look similar, but we could say that about any Disney Vacation Club room since most modern refurbishments have happened. So I think that, exactly we are going to see a lot of the similar concepts. The thing we don't know is just like how much with the theming they are going to go all in with what they did before. There was a little bit of pushback, I think, on some of the nature theming, specifically as it related to like the Pocahontas IP. There was a lot of questions just related to obviously it being reflections and it looking like a rehab facility. But, now the Lakeshore Lodge concept, they will have to modify some stuff, but I think the footprint of the building is exactly the same. So the room layouts are going to be exactly the same. It's just whether or not they change some of the artwork and stuff like that.
Isn't it huge? Like the number of rooms, right? I mean, it's mammoth.
Yeah. The initial concept was 900 rooms, and it was going to be a split use property. So similar to like Jumbo House. Or similar to what Wilderness Lodge is on the Copper Creek side, where you have a hotel side and you have a DVC side. So originally the thought was it was going to be 450 hotel rooms and 450 DVC property rooms. Now, based off of what they've announced so far, we're kind of starting to think that they may roll all of this into a Disney Vacation Club property. That potentially could be related to tax savings or savings on the construction cost in some component because they probably can, I don't know, write things off. I don't know the tax in and outs of all of it, but it probably would make the same reason they made all of the cabins at Fort Wilderness DVC. There's probably something, behind the scenes in paperwork that makes it make more sense. So I wouldn't be surprised that they did it, but that's going to be a massive DVC property if that's the case, especially if they roll it in with the cabins at Fort Wilderness. You're talking about probably the largest or very close to it in terms of Disney Vacation Club.
And I guess where I struggle with it too is this is going to make the fifth or seventh, depending on how you want to count, property at Magic Kingdom. Grand Poly Tower, if you want to do like 4.5 or 5.5 cabins, Wilderness Lodge, Copper Creek, Boulder Ridge. Where's another Epcot resort? Where's a Hollywood Studios resort? Where is an Animal Kingdom resort with entrance actually to the park? Something else. We have enough Magic Kingdom properties. I don't know. I'm meh about it.
Great point.
Amy, why are you excited for it?
Well, I don't know.
I got dissed for not asking her last time. Now I
I'm
asked
just
her,
Wow.
and she doesn't know.
Okay.
Ignore her.
I always loved the concept art. I always loved the underloved. Well, not really underloved, but underloved in the Disney World bubble. IP.
Bear.
Yeah, Brother Bear. Pocahontas. I love Pocahontas.
Right on.
Fox and the Hound. I love that they were going to bring those into it. I loved the nature theme. Like, it felt like they were going to have a nature theme without it really being rustic. You know what I mean? So it was going to be different from Wilderness Lodge and different from Fort Wilderness. It was going to be more like classy nature. I don't know. I was excited for it. And if they do the Tiana's restaurant, which I don't feel like it fits, I feel like that belongs over at Port Orleans. I still like that food. So, and if it's really as good as the quick service one at Disneyland.
What theme to that restaurant would you do other than?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Bambi.
Bambi's
Venison.
Diner, where they serve venison?
Yeah, we have a Bambi
venison.
burger.
Venison stew.
Bambi burger made by the mom.
Wow.
Well, this turned dark. Do you guys have any?
Not as dark as the stratosphere.
Do you guys have any love it or leave it ideas that maybe you came up with to kind of end us off for tonight? I think I'll leave these last two maybe on our list. Derek, you're shaking your head. Yes, make it more controversial.
Yes. I asked my better half, my wife Annie, and I told her about the show, and she was here when Jeff dropped off the paddles, and then I was explaining to her the use of the paddles and said, hey, can you think of any kind of thing, like maybe a good question that people would have to answer, like, yes, I love it, or no, I don't? And she gave me one, so I would like to use it. So do you, with your DVC points, find that it is a good use of points when staying at the boardwalk to splurge on a boardwalk view, or would you just get a regular standard view?
Oh, I smacked it.
So the question is it worth the points getting a boardwalk view room when staying at the boardwalk? And tell me why your answer is yes, it is. Thank you.
No.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Nope.
Come on. Oh, my God. You got.
But it matters on what you're going for and who you're going with.
It does. There's a lot of variables to that question, but I will say it's one of the best views on property.
Yes. Yes.
So
and it's
if
not
you're
that
going
many
to splurge
points.
on a view,
Yes.
their Poly Tower, I would say, are your best bets right now.
100%.
I will take the risk with Garden Pool View any day because
It's the
I've been
same amount of
spoiled.
points. He's comparing it to standard view.
I still love that room though.
The room that almost nobody ever gets.
No one ever gets, but it has the balcony that you could throw the rave of all raves on because it's bigger than the
Village
entire
Green.
room, and it overlooks the Village Green. And
Okay, but Pool Garden View are the same amount of points for Boardwalk View. So you're splurging either way.
Yeah.
So Derek's question is, would you rather save points and go with the crap standard view in front of the building?
Exactly.
I don't like the standard view.
No.
Boardwalk.
And see, for me, and I'm not just saying this just being a boardwalk owner, I just think that there's, like Jeff said, I think there's only a couple places to where you can get views and rooms at Walt Disney World where you kind of go, holy, like, wow, this is unbelievable. And to me, a boardwalk view is one of those, and we've taken friends that have not been to Disney World, or maybe they've never even been in that area. When they go out and sit on that boardwalk and look at that boardwalk view and see the people coming by, and they look over and see the Yacht and the Beach Club, they see Spaceship Earth, fireworks start at night, and there's entertainers out there. You go, where am I? Like, to me, there's no other place like it. That you're at Disney, but it's so unlike anything that you're associated with Disney. So for me, it's an absolute, because I've had that other view and I felt like I wasn't even at the boardwalk. Like, a standard view where you're looking at the people valet cars. It's like, I don't want to do that. So I was just curious.
That was a good one.
Thank you. That's Annie, not me.
I've got one. I don't know how controversial it is, and I don't remember the name of it either, but you guys will help me out. The thing that they did this summer where you got like free ice cream and stuff if you happen to be on property, the membership appreciation week.
Summerfest, yeah.
No.
It was the Summerfest knockoff event that Disney Vacation Club put on this
What
summer.
was it called?
Not the thing that we did, the thing that Disney did.
Yeah, it's the thing they did after we did ours, and then they were like,
Yeah.
"That's a great idea. That's a wonderful idea."
Yeah.
It was membership Magic Weeks or weeks
Nope.
something weeks, magical
again.
weeks,
Magical
weeks of
weeks.
magic.
No.
It was
And they gave you a free ice
welcome
cream?
home weeks.
Welcome home
I
week.
knew I'd get
Welcome
there.
home week. That's what it was.
I knew
and
it
it was
It was a
wasn't
long road to get
like
there.
Saratoga had free ice cream. Some of the other places had other
Oh,
things.
I forgot that. We
Yes.
never got the free ice
I like
cream.
that. That was cool. But we did get to experience
Yeah,
it at
why not?
Vero Beach. Remember, they had the special character meet and greet that came out the one day for Welcome Home Week.
And
That was
Panda's like, "What show am I on? I don't know what's happening right now." I just thought it was cool. I'll just say I liked it because it was something that they didn't have to do that they did, and it didn't cost anybody any money. So
I'll give it a
anytime that
heart.
they do that is cool.
Little do they know, we bought an 100-gallon backpack for Derek, and for Summerfest next year, he's going to walk around the resort carrying ice cream bars in the back of it.
And bucket hats.
Ice cream bars and bucket hats.
Yeah.
Nothing says summer like that.
I'll put the keg on my back, and we'll just distribute beer everywhere we go.
Yeah, wouldn't have been trespassed faster from Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just juice. We'll get Shafa Hoffa. So it's just
It is juice.
Shefa Hoffa.
I would like that one.
All right. Well, I think that should about wrap us up for Love It or Leave It. I did love this concept, and I did think during it that we should do this as a live show coming up maybe in a month or two and revisit some new topics, revisit maybe a couple more that are on this list, some new ones that we think of, some new ones that you think of, but fun for us to discuss live, but also have people vote on live and kind of get some opinions as we
That's a
do that.
great
So I
idea.
think we might
That is a good idea.
we might put that in motion. If there was a topic that touched a nerve with you tonight, put in the comments. Let us know your thoughts. Did you love it? Did you leave it? And what kind of you chose for a lot of the topics that we discussed. As always, please hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe to our DVC Fan YouTube channel. It does so much for us. It lets us continue doing these amazing videos for you and providing you with more content. So please support us in any way that you can. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the DVC Show. We hope you enjoyed it. We will see you next Monday.
It's a trailer, Panda.
It's swamping. I thought of it. It's a swamp and camping. It's swamping. I like swamping.